crochet on a Saturday. Thank you guys. I'm glad you got the message. Just we're having just so much fun with the family while family was here, and so I just wanted to maximize the time with the kids, and I know you understand what that's all about. So let's go ahead, and I just want to go ahead and start. Let me make sure that I am really live. Yes. Okay, it looks a little pixelated. I'm sorry about that. As you can tell, I'm away from home. Um, Slower internet. So thanks for your patience there. Let me go ahead and say hey to you guys. Some of you have been waiting here for quite a while. We have Joni. Thank you so much for being there, and happy Thanksgiving to you too, Joni. And Alana. She says, how is your Saturday? Can't wait to finish crochet items from your patterns for Christmas gifts. Absolutely. Thank you, Alana. I'm glad you're finding those helpful. And for those of you who need extra ideas, I know there are tons of them out there on the internet this time of the year, but I do have a link in the video description below. Should you just need, I don't know, some inspiration for, quick and easy gifts that are come together quickly at the last minute. So there is a playlist in the video description below. And thanks for joining us. Thank you. I hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving too. And Wanda, so good to see you in the chat from Bahama, North Carolina. And Norma, glad to have you with us. And Patricia from Canada. And thank you for your kind comment, Patricia. And Kelly Hart, thank you so much for being there. And Kelly's reminding us if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Looks like 25 of you already have. Wow, thank you guys so much. That'll help the bots to do their job in the background and hopefully get more people to know about and love crochet. Brat's mom, good to have you with us. And let's see. Got a lot of conversation. Yay. Wanda says she's been making hats for everybody. Yay. Um, Gosh, making them for a cancer group. How outstanding, Wanda. Gosh, to think of others like that. Um, she says, we have a group of ladies that meet every Tuesday at the library and they crochet. How sweet is that? That would be a really great idea. Once I get back home and in one place for a while, I would love to do something like that. Um, hey, Esther, good to have you. Good to have you with us again. Um, she says she can't. Okay, she says she can't join us live. I'm at work, so I'll watch it after it goes off. God bless. Have a great day. Well, I hope Esther, when you watch this replay, I hope you're doing well, sweetheart. Hope to get to see you again at some point. And Judy is with us. She says, blessings to all who crochet at Bonnie Bay. Oh, thank you, Judy. That is so sweet of you. And Sandy's in the chat, and Charlotte, Bruce. And yes, Wanda, Hannah is feeling better. Not totally recovered, but I'd say a good 80 to 90%. We were able to have a really fun time yesterday going out doing a little bit of Black Friday shopping. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I love getting out in the crowds and doing that sort of thing. I know some people hate it like crazy, but especially after those years of being pent up like a caged animal, I love going out and being in a Christmas crowd. I really, really do, especially with my kids. And we have Carol from Pine Top, Arizona. Wow. And Kelly says she's listening and watching from Tucson. Wow. But she's visiting, so don't live in Tucson. I live with my sister Patty in Vail. Wow, pretty cool. And we have Donna in the chat from Oregon. And Michelle, thank you for being with us. And Rosina, wow, that's a really cool name. And Terry, thank you so much. Archer Nace, you just bumped this up $10 more. Let me go ahead and write that in my kitty that we're collecting. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're up to $65. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Archer Nace. You're the sweetheart. but what Terry just did is there's a super chat. I don't advertise or ask, but if you ever want to contribute to that, just know that it will go to a very excellent charity. This particular time, we're collecting for Rancho 3M, which is an orphanage near Guadalupe, Mexico. It is in a very very poor area, but they're doing an excellent Christian work there, and it's a place that I've actually been to. One of my children and I spent about 7, 8 days there serving at the compound, and it's a real place, real people doing an amazing job. Um, and they take in orphans, and they also have a Christian school there, and they're doing amazing things. And I'm also matching this 100% to go to Samaritan's Purse. They do a lot of relief worldwide, and also right now they're doing the Operation Christmas Child. So if any of you all are into that, I think the deadline has passed for the boxes, but I know they can always use help in helping to send those boxes out. So anyway, just to let you know, if you do contribute, that's where 100% of the donation will be going, and with a 100% match. So anyway, so we have Andrea in our chat. Welcome to our channel here, and Mary from Wisconsin. And I think I've already read those, but let me go ahead and keep it going here. Oh, thank you, Kelly. She says she likes my cowl. This is my cowl, or it can also be worn as a shoulder wrap. It's now on my channel live. It's on the Watch channel with the complimentary pattern. If you're interested in the pattern and all that, just look at the video, and all the information is down there in the video description. And let me just mention, sometimes it's hard to see the information. Depending on the device you're using, there might be a little triangle that you need to click that opens up the extra information, or it'll say see more, or just simply more. If you click on that, and then you'll see more information. And that's not just for my channel, that's for any of the videos that you may watch on the YouTube platform. I know that's a little confusing at first, but once you figure it out, that's where you get all that extra information. And I try to put as much in there as possible in case there are questions that I don't get to, or if I'm talking about something and I want you to be able to go to that particular thing. So anyway, and that just reminded me, I'm going to hold on one second. Hopefully this won't hit the floor. There we go. I wanted to grab something to remind myself to talk about in a few minutes, but if I don't set this out right now, I'm not going to remember it. Put it right there. So, because I do have a brain drain at times. All right, we have Maribel. So glad that you can be with us, Maribel. And hold on a second. Oh, okay. Maribel says, hello, Bonnie, and everyone in chat. I haven't been here in a long time. Well, welcome back, my friend. And Jacqueline LaFridge, so glad to have you here. She said, just finished one of your cable blankets. Wow. Oh, I would love to see it. If you guys ever want to send me photos of your work, and I tell you what, I love getting these, and I always try to ask permission to use them on social media, but you guys are my best advertisement. When I can see a picture of something that you've done, it tells me that you've understood it, and that these are really doable patterns. I know they can look really complicated, but I kind of like that about them too. But it's kind of our little secret that they are not as hard as they look, and I just want to keep this craft alive and well for generations. I don't want people to get bored. But if you want to ever send me a photo, and if you want to give me permission to share, I would really appreciate that when you send it. You can email it to me, bonniebay@me.com. You can also put it on, others, you can send it to me through Messenger and things like that. But when you do that, it tends to compress the image. So if I shared that, it gets real pixelated. So that's why I often request if people could send me, a really good copy through email. And that way, when I put it up on a social media platform, it looks gorgeous. It's not super compressed and kind of fuzzy. So anyway, that's why I do that at times. So let me go ahead and get back to saying hey to everybody. You have Julia. Yay, she got her beginner's book. Thank you, Julia. Thank you for your support there. And again, Terry, thank you so much. She says, Archer Renee says she's working on scarves for her church clergy. Wow, that is really kind of you. That's really sweet of you, Terry. Um, and we have Toya Williams, and she says she's new to the live. Well, welcome, Toya. We are so glad that you're here today. And let me just go ahead and point out, I'll just point to my finger to the book here. Bonnie's Book of Beginning Crochet. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but if you know anybody looking to learn how to crochet, I believe sincerely with all my heart that everything they need to know is in that book. It's not massive, it's not overwhelming, it's not like one of these books that are encyclopedic, because quite frankly, I've looked at some of those books, which are fantastic reference books. But there are things in there that I don't even use, and I've been crocheting for more than 50 years. So I wanted to narrow it down so that a beginner doesn't get overwhelmed. They can just pick up, read a couple pages, pick up the yarn, pick up the hook, and go to town. Look at a couple videos for techniques and style, and then just hopefully have success, or at least not be totally frustrated in the attempt. Um, and if you know anybody that's looking to learn how to crochet, these are available on Amazon. I believe they may be on the website at Barnes and Noble. I'm not totally sure about that, but they usually distribute amongst other sites as well if you're not crazy about Amazon. Um, but just really happy to offer that, and it has 18 designs with QR codes so that you can quickly and easily reach any of the videos for any of those designs for either right-handed or left-handed. I have both versions up there. Okay, and once somebody wants to know my email, thank you. I'll go ahead and type it into the group chat. It's bonniebay@me.com. I'll type it in right now. That's where you can send the photos of your work. It's also in the video description below. So if you want to, wait till afterwards and look that up, that would be great. And let's see. Oh, we have Sandy Shore from Florida. Cool, Sandy. That's my home state. Oh, thank you, Nancy, so much. She says, I hope this helps. Thanks for your wonderful video. Nancy, thank you so much. Let me add that down to on my note page here. So that brings us up to 70. Thank you so much. And yeah, once we hit 100, then I'll probably play a song for you guys just to thank you and just to let you know that we've reached the $100 mark again. But thank you, Nancy. Yes, it does help. The Rancho 3M is an excellent organization. I can't say that enough, really. Let's see. Oh yeah, Patricia Atkins says, hello Bonnie, first time on from Ontario, Canada. I teach crocheting at our library. I've been watching your videos for a year. Love, love, love. Oh, thank you, Patricia. That is so sweet. Thanks for joining us. I hope you guys are warm up there. It's a little chilly where I am, and I'm all the way down in South Carolina, not too far from Myrtle Beach. And I appreciate what you're doing there, teaching people at your local library. That is such a sweet service to do that. I really need to do that. I really want to do more of that kind of thing now that things are opening up a bit. And Michelle said, the only thing I bought yesterday was a cart for my yarn and projects, and yarn, of course, from Joann's. Excellent, Michelle. Hannah and I were out, like I say, and we're out for a while for Black Friday, and then I came back home, and then one of my other children who had been out with my husband at another store said, Mom, I want to go out with you to this place. So I ended up going out twice, which ended up with a tired mom. But I have just a couple things to show you. I'm not going to show you everything I got yesterday, but I'll show you these. I got these from Michael's yesterday. They were not on sale, but even their sale price, their regular price wasn't bad. These are $3.49 each, and these are the larger size hook. This is size L or 11 or 8 millimeter. I still had not been able to find one with the special handle that I adore. And then I also saw this one. This is a size N or 15 or 10 millimeter crochet hook with um, that nice handle. But don't worry about getting these from Michael's in Myrtle Beach because they're not there anymore. These were the last two. But I have not gotten these, so I was able to add these sizes to my collection. I did have these with bamboo handles, which were fine, but this I just find this handle is it's just my favorite. So so anyway, and that's while I'm talking about hooks, let me go ahead and talk about this a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is something brand new to me, brand new on the market. Nobody's telling me, nobody is paying me to say anything about this, and I'm not going to say a lot about it because I'm coming out with a video soon. I hope to have it out by Monday or Tuesday. Because of the holidays, things may be delayed a bit. So I'm not going to make it a hard commitment to say it's going to be Monday. It might be more like Tuesday. But I am going to do an evaluation on this. If you've not seen this out yet, Susan Bates has come out with a twist and lock, and you end up with two handles. They're 6 different sizes, and these come out. Let's see if I can get it to, hold on. Okay. Well, anyway, this does come out, if I can figure it out. Twist and lock. Looks like the lock. Okay, there we go. So these all come out like this, and they fit into this little handle here. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about it just yet. I'm gonna reserve that for the video that's coming out. I'm going to give a full review of my honest evaluation of this. And for those of you who don't know me that well, I'm a huge Susan Bates hook fan. I started out with this inline style hook, and that's what I've stayed with my whole 50 plus years of crocheting. Again, I paid good money for these. It was not a discounted. Well, I guess I did get a discount from Joann's. But if you see this at Joann's and you're interested in trying it, this would probably be the time to get your 40% off or 30% off coupon, because this pack is not cheap. It's like $40 or more, $39.95 or something like that. And I had to have it shipped to me, so it wasn't cheap. Anyway, that's coming. I'm going to give the full lowdown on my opinion on this this coming week. So be on the lookout for that. What else did I get? Well, I got some other things. I got a pair of shoes. And it was one of these things you had to buy 2 pairs. So my son was with me, and we both bought a similar pair at Clark's, and I'm so excited. These are kind of like, do you remember the desert boot style shoes of the 70s? I was a huge fan of those, and I have another pair again. I should have shown them to you, but anyway, I got some more of those, and I'm real excited because they look a little bit nicer than tennis shoes, but they're not as dressy or like boots or a pair of dress shoes, but you can wear them, kind of upscale casual. So real excited about those, and super comfortable, and I'm really excited about those. Been keeping my eye on them for a long time, and finally hit a sale. All right, thanks for that prompt, Michelle, on Black Friday stuff. And thank you guys for welcoming Patricia. That's so sweet of you. And thank you, Mary, for your sweet comment about the videos. I so appreciate you guys watching them, because if nobody would watch them, then I wouldn't really have much of a business model. But I really do get a lot of joy putting those together. I've got a lot of work to do now that the holidays are past. Well, not holidays are past, but we're kind of past Thanksgiving. Still giving thanks. That's a thing we do year round. But I did cook a turkey. I cooked a 15-pound turkey, which is not the biggest, but it was enough. It kept me busy, and all the trimmings, and I was cooking for like 10 people here at my mother-in-law's house. So that was a busy time. And Hannah was still she was fine. She was not able to help too much with the food since she wasn't feeling 100%. But she was a huge help with cleanup, and so thank you, Hannah, for all your help with that. Um, so it's like, things are calming down a little bit. So I'm going to be getting back to work on Monday once everybody clears out. And I have a lot of videos coming for you guys. I have a couple more I think I'm going to be releasing in December of easy designs. And then I've got some things lined up already. Yeah, I can't wait to show you, but I'm going to have to wait. Things coming to the new year. Um, and let me tell you about some sales. I was looking online today, and it looks like Love Crafts. There is a video link if I mean a link to the website in my video description if you want to use it, or you can just go to lovecrafts.com. Um, if you use the affiliate link that's down there, it does benefit me in a small way, but your price is still the same regardless. But they have a sale going on right now, and as you know, I love their yarn. I love their paint box yarn. The paint box acrylic is fantastic, but they do have a lot of other fine fibers on their site. Everything is 25% if you buy at least $45 worth. So if you buy $45 or more, you get 25% off the price. And if on orders over 65 shipping, so you really can't beat that price. You really can't. Not when if you're trying to shop for an Afghan or something like that. And I do have some of those coming in January. But if you're not prepared, don't worry about it because they always have discounts throughout the year, you know that. But this is a particularly good one. And I also noticed that on another site called Knit Picks, I have links for um, the block, not the blocks, but the anyway, there's a link down in the video description somewhere for Knitpicks, or you can just go to knitpicks.com. But they have a 20% off site wide, everything 20% off, and you also get free shipping on orders that are $65 and up. So that's a really, really good deal if you've been holding out and maybe needing like a set of like if you're wanting to learn knitting. I do have beginning knit uh, videos, and I recommend the needles that I use are from Knit Picks, but they do have some things on sale there, and you can always check that out if you're looking for some good equipment or some nice, really nice yarn. And I'm going to go ahead and mention too that I mentioned this last week, but I had to take my Etsy books. Those are the books that I sign. Had to take them off my site just for a short time due to being away from home the whole month of December, because I won't be back home until January. Once I get back home in January, I'll reactivate the books that I sign and send out. So, but you can still get all my books off of Amazon.com. You can get the two books, Contemporary Celtic Crochet and Celtic Cable Crochet from Penguin Random House. Direct, you can get just about all of the Leisure Arts leaflets direct from Leisure Arts, and many of them are also on Amazon. So and other sites out there, depending on where you are. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's kind of the business end as far as what I have for today. I already told you about the twist and lock hooks. I might have a couple things here. Oh, and I don't know if, I'm pretty sure Knit Picks doesn't have this. I don't know if, or whether Love Crafts carries this. I'm going to be using the Uptown worsted yarn for the project coming in January, February, and I have about 16 of these. So you're going to need at least 15 to 16 of these if you want to do the project that I'm going to be working on. And it's a project that's out of my very first ever publication, that my contract I signed back in 2009 with Leisure Arts. Yeah, it's been a long time. And I'm going to be doing the winter white throw that's in that Erin Afghans to Crochet leaflet. So if that's something you're on the lookout for, you can, check with Leisure Arts. I don't have any here to send, um, but once the new year uh, turns, I should have some. I believe Leisure Arts said that they should be available on Monday for ordering the hard copies. Unless things have changed, that was the word that I got. So just to let you know, um, just to let you know. Let me go ahead and see if I can go through some more. Okay, I just had a bunch of. Hold on a second. Let me find where I am. A bunch of comments just loaded here. Um, Thank you guys for taking care of Hannah in the chat. That is so sweet of you. Um, let's see. I'm gonna skip I'm gonna skip the chat. Hannah is doing, like I say, doing much better. Yeah, she still can't hear very well. Her ears are pretty stopped up, but we're working on that. And thank you guys. You're so sweet. And Nancy and Archer Nace, thank you so much. And we have Mary in the chat. Mary Holcomb, glad to have you here. And oh, thank you, Patricia. She says, love your poncho pattern. Thank you. I just put my poncho pattern here for some color in the video. But this is the Southwest poncho. If anybody's looking for a poncho to crochet, it is on my channel. Just type in Southwest poncho in that little search bar on my homepage, and this will come up. And what's great about this is I use worsted weight yarn, and although I did use these 4 particular colors, I got this, I used Barocco Vintage worsted weight. It's a blend of 50% wool, 50% acrylic, but you can use 100% acrylic, whatever you have. But this can also be a very good stash buster. You can keep changing the color every two rows if you would like, and have a very interesting project. And it's just 2 rectangles that you crochet, and then you piece them together into this shape, which is all explained in the video. You shouldn't have any trouble with that. But thank you. I've been wearing this poncho a lot. It's just been perfect for the temperature down here in the south. We have Margita. So glad to have you in the chat. And Kelly says, can we text you and send pictures from it? You can if you know my phone number, Kelly, but I generally don't give that one out. So I just encourage email. It's just best for me. I really I don't do a lot of texting except to family. Yeah, you can send it to my email. That's definitely my preference. We have Family of Disney Lovers. She says, what was your email? Okay, I did put it in the chat. I know I'm just getting to your comment. You probably already saw that. But it is in the video description as well. So you can just click on it from the video description and go directly to me. We have Linda Hamilton and again, Nancy Brewer, thank you so much for your kind donation. Oh, sweet. Michelle says, my 34-year-old daughter and her boyfriend both told me yesterday they want to learn crochet, so they're getting a copy of your book for Christmas. Well, tell them I said thank you. And I really appreciate the support, and that helps me to do this full time. And I so love doing that. And hey, Jeannie, aka Proverbs 31 lady, thank you so much for being there. I hope you guys are well. She says, blessings to all in the chat. Thank you so much. I pray that you are blessed too, my friend. So enjoyed getting to meet you in Pittsburgh this year. And Jessica says to Archer Nace, yay, another local yarn fanatic. What a wonderful thing. And thank you guys. And then Jane Scott, it's good to have you there. And Mary says, I'm new here, but been watching your videos for a month now. I live in South Carolina. Very sweet, Mary. I wonder where you are. Wonder how close we are together. You can always email me, Mary. I would love to find out where you are. If you're not too far away, we could maybe even get together Um, I want to tell you about a yarn store that's getting ready to move, but sometime in December they're going to be reopening. I think they are open today. Today, by the way, is I think Small Business Saturday, which is kind of like the follows Black Friday. And I did see an ad for the local yarn store here called Knit and Pearl, which is in Myrtle Beach. So I don't know if you're anywhere near Myrtle Beach, but they do have some really great sales going on today. Um, they had something going on yesterday, but they're getting ready to close down and they're going to be moving, relocating to, I believe it's called Surfside. I'll have to confirm that, but they're going to be moving about, I don't know, 20 minutes to another location. And I'm really looking forward to that. So let me know if you're even near this area. Maybe we could get together for lunch or something. Um, and tell me when you contact me, if you get a chance to tell me we had this I had this conversation with myself. So anyway, uh, so that's Mary Holcomb. I'll try to keep an eye out. Um, and Archer and he says, grab them while you can. Michaels is cutting back on yarn stuff at hours. No. Um, oh well. And Jeannie says she loves Susan Bates. Yeah, it's my favorite hook. They're not paying me to say this. They never have. Especially now that they're part of your inspirations up in Canada. Um, I did reach out to them. I'm still waiting for a reply. So we'll see. But I am going to go forward with the video on evaluating this. It's going to be totally out of my pocket and out of my mouth. Totally my opinion, but I can't wait to tell you the lowdown on this particular thing. Um, and thank you, Hannah, again for being there, asking the same. Oh, okay. I'm reading the reply now, Mary. I'm slow. I'm reading all this. So she's in Greenville. Yeah, that's quite a far. That's quite a drive from where I am. But yeah. And we won't talk the football game today, right? I'm a Carolina graduate, and right now the big game is going on. So as soon as I'm done with the show, I get to find out if my Gamecocks are getting strung up and cooked, or if they're actually doing something on the football field. So I'm hoping for the best. They played a fantastic game last week against Tennessee, and I know I'm getting off track, but I couldn't believe what I saw last week when we were watching the game. But uh, anyway, I'm getting distracted. So anyway, Mary, it'd be kind of fun to get together either way though. But Greenville is just a long drive from where I am here along the coast. Um, yeah. Okay, and Nancy says these guys. Okay, I guess Nancy, you're asking about the online things that I mentioned, love crafts and knit picks, and her question is these guys aren't like the others who jack up the prices so they can get the regular price, are they? If that's what you're referring to, no, they're not. Again, I'm not getting paid by any. I don't work for yarn companies. I may have designed for them occasionally in years past. I haven't done a lot of that recently. There goes my poncho. Let me go ahead and put the poncho back up so you can see some pretty colors. There we go. Um, no, I'm just word of mouth telling a friend where they can get a good price on something. The yarn that I was mentioning that's on sale is very comparable. It's quality yarn and it's let's see. I mean, Michaels cannot beat their prices, and even if you were to try to use Michaels yarn, I mean, you can, um, but it's really difficult to find the number of hanks or skeins that you need in the same dye lot, um, without ordering it online from somebody, whether that be Michaels or some other place. I mean, that's just been my experience over the years. I have many times have resorted to buying local yarn in stores for Afghans, but inevitably I have to order online because there's just not enough that are the same color, and you never ever ever want to mix dye lots. The only exception would be Caron's 1 pounders because they don't use a dye lot. So you can, if you're okay with using that kind of yarn, you could probably find enough locally, but I just can't find enough when I'm looking for 15 or 16 balls of yarn. Um, and Mary says, I like knit picks. They're who I buy needles and hooks from. Yeah, that's where all my needles have come from that I absolutely love. I will add. I have tried others bought locally and they were junk. You can buy good needles locally, but I had bought some on sale at Michael's once that I regretted. Um, and I didn't even give them away. I just trashed them. They were so bad. They shredded my yarn at one point. They were just awful. But anyway, I learned that never buy needles from the clearance section unless you know the brand and you love it. So, anyway, I'm going down a rabbit trail here. Let's see. I lost my place here in the chat. Give me a second here. Yeah, and I've also bought a Swift, to wind yarn from Knit Picks. I've bought pattern books from Knit Picks. I've bought the yarn to knit my first sweater from Knit Picks. I've gotten a lot of stuff from them, and I like their yarn. They have a worsted weight acrylic yarn that I used for one of my throws that was very good. It was probably not my absolute favorite, but it was very good yarn for the price. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. She says she likes my nails. Yeah, I got my Christmas nails on. I get these, and they are kind of glittery. I don't know if you can even see that, but I put them on for the holidays. Again, I'm not selling these, but I do have a friend who does sell them if you're interested. It's something called Color Street nail strips. You put them on, they're made out of real nail polish, but yet they go on like stickers. But they stay on amazingly well. I mean, better than nail polish in my opinion. But anyway, it sounds like a sales job. I don't want to do that, but if you're interested in that, you can always email me. I can give you the link to my friend who is a stay-at-home mom trying to earn extra income by doing this. So I like to support her with purchasing these from her, and it just makes my nails a lot prettier to look at than if I had nothing when I do my videos. Trust me on that. Oh, thank you, Jeannie. She says, Jeremiah said hello and God bless you and your friend. Oh, thank you. Give your boy a hug for me, okay, Jeannie? He was such a sweet young man to meet in Pittsburgh. And thank you for praying for Hannah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She needs that. We could all use that. And let's see, we have Stacy Richards. Oh, thank you, Stacy. You're so sweet. And okay, Nancy says you can get a Google Voice hashtag if you're so inclined. Yeah, thanks, Nancy. I'm just not sure. I need to learn more about that. I need to learn more about that. But thank you for the nudge on that. And Naja, so good to see you in the chat. I love seeing your pictures that you send of your work. And Brenda Rayburn, just hoping everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Yes. Oh my goodness. And we have, is it Wee from Egypt? Wow. I was so close to your country a few weeks ago, but we didn't get to go. I would love to go to your country sometime. It's on my list. But I got to practice being at home, and I'm looking forward to getting back home and just getting some things organized first. But yeah, so love traveling. Nancy said, I started out with a boy hook and used them exclusively until recently. I'm getting used to the Susan Bates. Yeah, Nancy, I think, there are people who are just as convinced on the boy hooks as I am on the Susan Bates hooks. Um, and that's okay. It's just I'm a creature of habit, but I'm just they're just I just have tried using the boy style hooks occasionally, and I just get a very different gauge and everything with my work. So, all I got to say is whatever you like, you find something that likes that's good for your hand, for the motion, and you just stick with it. Find something you love and definitely stick with it. Um, and Nancy's like, yeah, Egypt. Wow, yeah. I love you guys hearing from where people are, whether it's just across the street here in Maryland or South Carolina or across the world. It's just amazing that we can do this from from my little office, from my mother-in-law's little office here. It's quite amazing. Um, and Mary says LOL, awesome game. She was I think this just jumped as I'm reaching. It says I was shocked about last week's game. I'm a Carolina fan. Oh, good. No, I love. It's not a big deal with me. I live in Maryland. It's funny because when I come down to South Carolina, it's like you're either garnet or you're orange, and it's just like a lot of states have the state rivalry, but it's just something that's just kind of fun. But yeah, I marched in the band for 4 years at Carolina. At Williams-Brice Stadium. I mean, you just don't do that and be left without a passion of some sort. So yeah, I was a Gamecock, still am. Yeah, I don't look good in orange unless it's a burnt orange. I don't look good in orange, and I do not wear orange. But anyway, if you guys are a Clemson fan, you are so welcome here. This is just for fun. You know that I don't even know what the score is at the moment. They've been playing for 42 minutes now. I'm gonna go find out in a bit. I got my fingers crossed for the best, but I'm expecting the worst. So I know how this goes. We rarely win this game. Carolina rarely wins. They did win it my senior year in college, and I was over the moon. But then we got back to normal after that. So anyway, um, yeah, okay, let's back to yarn. But thank you for letting me know that, Mary. I'm just really slow. And it looks like Mary Brewer likes the paint box yarn. Yeah, yeah. Um, it's good yarn. I have used hundreds of balls of it, hundreds in my design work, and I think I've run across maybe 2 knots in all of that. I cannot say that for many brands of yarn. I can say it about this. So, I'm sorry, this isn't paint box. This is Uptown Worsted. Sorry, paint box yarns. I can say that. Uptown Worsted has a pretty good record so far. Um, but not as good as paint box as far as the knot ratio goes. This has a lovely sheen to it though. I'm really enjoying using this yarn. Now this is a higher quality worsted weight, or I wouldn't bother recommending it, I promise. Like I said, they're not paying me to say anything. They're not paying me. They just, this is comp yarn. That means it is sent to me complimentary to make a particular design. But I'm not on anybody's payroll, so I can say what I want about the materials I use, and I really, really, really plan to keep it that way. Um, I want to be honest. I'm not trying to sell you something you don't need. Um, and thank you, Hannah, for updating us on how you're doing. Hannah's saying that colds are more tolerable than the flu. Yeah, I think that's what she's been pretty sick. This has been a bad flu kind of a thing. Um, and let's see. Just want to see. And Anne wants to know, where can you donate? Um, and if you want to contact me, you can. There is somewhere for super chat on the chat. There's a little box that has a $sign. I think that's where you would click for the super chat. But please never feel pressure from me. Okay, please don't feel any pressure from that ever. Um, And if you even wanted to donate directly to the organizations themselves, Rancho 3M, it's just Rancho 3M. I think it's .org, but you can look them up on Google and find them easily, as well as Samaritan's Purse. The other organization that we alternate between is Children's the Shriners Hospital for Children. That's the other organization that's really endeared to our hearts. So thank you for even asking about that. And Najla said that I order my yarns on Amazon or in some discount shops. Yeah, there are plenty of those out there. And again, the advantage of ordering yarn, like Najla is saying, is you generally get the same dye lot. You do have to check to verify to make sure that they send you all the same dye lot. But if they're all packaged in the same bag, they generally are. But you do need to check. Okay, Deborah, it's good to have you in the chat, Deborah Cresswell and Fatima. So glad to have you from Mexico. Wow. Um, and thank you, Deborah. Yeah, this is on the channel. This is the Tyrian um, shoulder wrap or scarf. And if you guys are interested in the yarn, all that information is in the video description of the video for the instructions to this. And I will say it feels pretty amazing because it's 50% silk, 50% merino wool. But if you don't want to invest heavily in the yarn for something like this, you can use your favorite DK or number 3 weight yarn for this. You can do, or if you can even use thinner yarn if you wanted to. It'll just yield a thinner cowl, but that would be fine too. I think this would also work with a sport or even a fingering weight. It's just that you're going to have to just work maybe more rounds for the thickness. That's all. Um, so anyway, thank you, Najla, for your prayers for Hannah. Um, Nancy says not hashtag, but a number sign. Yep, I get that. Yeah, pound sign. That's what we used to call that. Um, yeah, things change. People they have to name things differently. Um, it's kind of funny, like the shoes that I bought yesterday. I can tell you guys this because it's just kind of funny to me. When I went in to get them at Clark's, they had exactly the shoe that I wanted. It looked exactly like the shoes I used to wear in the 70s. We used to call them desert boots, plain and simple, kind of a generic shoe. Everybody had them. And that's what Clark's had. They had their version of it, which is excellent. But she said, "Oh, but they're not. What do they? They're not the Wallaby brand." And I'm like, Wallaby didn't invent these things. I don't need the name Wallaby. So anyway, it was just kind of funny to me how they changed the names to rebrand things to make them somehow, I don't know, more important, but or definitely more expensive. So anyway, I ended up with the generic, but they look exactly like the ones that I used to have. So I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm cool. I don't need to have the exclusive name. No offense to anybody from Australia or the Wallaby Company. It's just kind of funny to me. Talking about changing like the hashtag. We used to call it a pound sign, but yeah. For some reason, Twitter had to change that. So anyway. Um, Oh, thank you, Jessica. She says she sent some photos to my email. I'll be looking. I'll be looking for those once I after lunch. Um, and let me go back. I got a lot of comments here. Oh, thank you, Sandy. That is so sweet of you. Let me add that into our count here. So we are getting very close to a song. Um, so thank you. So that brings us up to $90. So thank you so much, Sandy. That is so kind of you. Um, and just to let you all know, I will probably be using my flute and will probably bring a Christmas tune or two to you for a thanks. Have not had time to write any new parody songs in a while. I feel like that pool might have kind of dried up a little bit in my brain, but I'll see. There are other songs out there that I'm sure I could easily ruin for a parody. But anyway. Okay, Nodula says, I posted photos on another chat. What a pity. Comments were not nice and telling I'm a liar that was not crochet but knitting. Haters. That is so frustrating. Nodula, I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't think that will ever happen here. If it does, those people are not welcome in our community because life is too short to be ugly to people. It really is. And I won't go down that road too far, but I do have something I'm going to share towards the end in just a minute, and it's from a friend who is fighting her last battle on earth. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, stop. Okay. But anyway, life is just too short for that kind of nonsense. Thank you, Jeannie. Okay, Jeannie, you just pushed us over the edge. So that brings us to $100, my friend. So next week, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to do it right now, but next week when we start, I will start with a song for you guys, and it'll be the official Christmas Carol season, so it'll be okay. I'm going to be doing Christmas on the flute next week, so when we start, thank you, Jeannie, so much for your kindness. But anyway, getting back to you, Nigel, I am so sorry that that happened to you on that site. That is just totally unacceptable. Like I said, so there could be people in this chat right now, fighting the last battle, and you don't need to be mean. You guys know that, but and I'll tell you a quick story. I was wearing one of my ponchos. That is the cable crochet poncho. I was wearing it to the grocery store, and I had that same thing happen to me. Um, the lady asked me about the poncho, and she said, how long did it take you to knit it? And I said, well, actually it's crochet. She said, no, that's knit. And I said, no, it's really crocheted. And she's like, no, that's knit. And she walked away, and I'm like, well, should I feel flattered or but I just thought that poor lady needs prayer. She has an attitude, and she must be pretty miserable. But Najla, those people doing that, that's just wrong. And again, I'm belaboring the point, but yeah, that is wrong. And Hannah, like Hannah says, yeah, she says, yikes, sorry that I'm sorry for that difficult experience. Absolutely. So getting back to hooks, Michelle says, I switch between Boyd and Bates depending on pattern and yarn. I'm funny that way. Hey, that's fine. You're just much more versatile than I am, Michelle. I um I do have the other hooks, and if anybody's interested, I did a which hook is the fastest, and of course that's all from my perspective, and I do state that, but I did a test of many different style of hooks to see which was the most fluid, the easiest to use, and of course, spoiler alert, but the Susan Bates is the one for me, but in saying that, I was still surprised. There were some other style hooks that I was actually much faster with than I thought I would be, and also I'll just let watch the video. It's just a video on which the fastest crochet hook. You can look that up. It's I ended up with results that I did not expect. So anyway. Yeah, Hannah was saying, getting back to what happened with Nodula, just saying that it was so overwhelming. Okay, no, Nodula is saying this. It was so overwhelming. It's just crochet. Don't understand such hate. No, Nodula, I think that person or those people just don't have a life. I feel pity really for people like that, and that's one reason why I don't do business in certain scenarios, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna mention the name, but I used to get a lot of hate in a particular place, and I just took my store and moved it somewhere else because I didn't need that. And I don't want my followers to ever have to experience that. It's unnecessary, and I know there are stores that don't cater to crochet, and they pretty much ignore us, and I received hate at a crochet store. I'm not a crochet store, at a local yarn store in Frederick. And basically, I got. She didn't say you're not welcome here, but she acted it out, and basically said not interested. And I'm like, okay, bye, forever. So, and it's okay. It's you just shake the. My closest friend Jesus wrote, or it's written that he would say, shake the dust off your feet and move on. That's probably the best thing that we can do with that. Okay. On the more positive things here, Beverly says, I have a variety of hooks, mostly passed down from generation to generation. I love working with very soft yarn. Absolutely. Me too. Um, and Jeannie says, I am super happy I was asked to work at our local yarn shop here in Pennsylvania. That's fantastic, Jeannie. They've got a gem with you, my friend. And if anybody, I mean, not every crocheter, but most crocheters I have met have been like such wonderful people. And I'm like, why would you not want to be nice to people like this? I don't understand. Um, and Sandy says the orphanage in Guadalupe sounds wonderful. A great cause. Yes, it is. It's a good work too. It's a good work. And children who, there are testimonies. If you go to Rancho 3M and you want to look at their homepage, there are testimonies there of people who were children brought there, who grew into adults, and now they are living full lives, married, raising their own children, and some even working at the orphanage, serving the other children. It's pretty amazing. Um, yeah, and let's see. Uh, yeah, Nodula, I like your husband's advice. Yeah, just to shut up this chat, the one that was that was not nice to you. That's just sad. That's just sad. It makes me sad. But you are let me tell you, everybody is welcome here. I don't care. Everybody is welcome here, but there are certain rules you need to play by, and that is to be kind to others. And yeah, and you guys pretty much wrote the book on that. You guys are fantastic. Thank you again, Sandy, for your kindness there. Yeah, yeah, Nancy. Yeah, I think Nancy understands. Let's see. And Hannah says, with all the anger and frustration in the world, there shouldn't be such blah about knit and crochet. It's a fun activity and craft to make people happy and to bless people with. Period. Amen, Hannah. You got it, girl. That's right. Um, and there's really no room for, even the crochet versus knit, as far as, being angry or one's better than the other. That's just all nonsensical to me too. I know how to do both, and I don't understand what the big deal is. It's like they're both beautiful crafts. Learn them and enjoy them. I mean, end of sentence. So yeah. Nancy's talking about next time tell the knitter who snubs that no machine can duplicate crochet like it can knitting. You got a point there, Nancy. Yes, absolutely. You can machine knit, but you can't machine crochet. That is true. Yeah, and Hannah's explaining that she doesn't have the patience or interest for crochet. Mom has tried to teach me, but it's just not for me. And it's okay. That's right. But I know the difference between the two. Hannah, you're very knowledgeable about this. Now, Hannah has definitely giftings in other ways. She's extremely visually gifted. Like when she was, it's going to embarrass Hannah a little. When she was 2 to 3 years old, she could do 200-piece puzzles. No, it's 100-piece puzzles. There was this 100-piece puzzles with the bears all over it, little tiny pictures of bears. It was so cute. And by the time she was 3 years old, she had it memorized. She could put it together probably in half an hour. I'm not exaggerating. Just for the fun of it, she works on 5,000-piece puzzles now, and they may take her a few days, but she just knocks them out faster than anybody I've ever seen. In fact, it just has visual skills that are off the charts. And Sue's Place says, just started learning how to crochet, and I can actually loom a lot better than I can crochet. Go figure. No, the reason you probably can do it faster is you spent more time with it, Sue's Place, and your muscle memory is developed. It does take time when learning to crochet or knit to develop, for the brain. It's really the brain that needs to be trained more than the hands, so that your brain can tell your hands what to do. But once you establish enough hours to where you get muscle memory, basically meaning you can do something without thinking hard about it, um, you'll find that it does get easier. But that learning curve can be steep, and it does take time. There's no quick trip, over that learning curve. But once you get there, you're home free, really. Um, oh, thank you, Kelly. You're so sweet. Um, and hey, freaky geek, it's good to see you in the chat. Oh, it's 1 o'clock already, but I'm gonna just kind of read through some of this. She says you get to play with wool. Who cares what you use to make something? Yep, absolutely. And Wanda says the Bible says love one another, and also says you reap what you sow. Some people need to be reminded of that. Yeah, yeah. And also, as far as what chats to be a part of, Jesus also talks about you'll recognize the tree by the fruit it produces. And if bad fruit, bad tree, good fruit, good tree. It's not hard. Even children, um, understand that. Now, Hannah just sent me a text, says, okay, she says the ones I casually do are 1,000 pieces. I've never done 5,000. Okay, the most I've done is 2,000. Okay, sorry, Hannah, I overstated like a true mom, so I stand corrected. But you do 1,000 piece puzzles pretty regularly, and you did do a 2,000 piece. And I just remember the only time I ever participated in a 1,000 piece puzzle, it was with my mom when she was alive and a couple of my kids, and we all worked on it together, and it still took us a week. And you could do that in a couple days. That just still boggles my mind. um Jacqueline says she learned to knit at 10 and started crocheting at 14, and that is all I do now. Yeah, I learned to knit. I enjoy it to a point. Actually, it kind of makes me fall asleep sometimes because it's the same thing. But crochet can do that too. But yeah, my brain, it's like knitting is a second craft language for me. Crochet is my primary, so it's like I think in crochet, but I can do it with knit. But anyway, yeah, I hear you. I understand that, Jacqueline. Um, Yes, I think that's right, Hannah. We're having a conversation about the teacup and the teapot puzzle. That's the one I helped do the very first time. And I think it was right after Joseph was born. I'm talking with Hannah about that. Um, I'm just looking here. Freaky Geek says, unfortunately, sewing change don't get you more change. Okay. Um, and let's see. Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to finish up here. And Najla says, to all, thank you for your kindness and your support. Be blessed. My prayers will be with you all, ladies and guys. Love you all. Najla, you are so sweet. Thank you. And just, I'm sorry again for that negativity. Just have to shake the dust off your feet of that and just move on. And like your husband says, listen to your husband. Shut the door on it. Just, yeah, it's not worth being aggravated about. Deborah says, have to say bye now. I have my grandbabies over and they're hungry. Oh, how blessed you are, Deborah. Um, she says, thanks for sharing, everyone. Love to hear what's going on. Sorry to hear about your bad experience, Nigel. That's so sweet. Um, and Michelle says to Hannah, time to up Hannah's game and get her a 5,000 piece puzzle for Christmas. Giving me ideas, huh, Hannah? Actually, Hannah asked, she says, please, no puzzles for Christmas presents, because one year that's what everybody gave her, a puzzle, and she was like, I wanted something besides puzzles. But anyway, but thanks for that idea. I may have to just take her out and get her one. The only problem with the 5,000 piece puzzles is you've got to have a gargantuan table to put those things together with. I think that's the one thing that's kept her from going, extreme on the size. And but anyway, Hannah says, "No, I don't want any puzzles for Christmas." Yep, yep, just what she said. Um, Kelly says, "I'm still here eating strawberry ice cream cone kisses." Excellent. Well, I think it's time for me to say goodbye, but I did want to read something to you guys before I go. And again, this is from a friend who is battling, a friend of mine in my home church in Maryland. And she found out just a couple weeks ago that she is battling pancreatic cancer. And like I said, it looks, according to what the doctors are saying, it looks like it could be her last battle. So, and she is in our, like a group chat on my phone, and we get messages from her through a friend. And this is what she sent today. And it's a quote from one of my favorite pastors, from Spurgeon. "Oh, thank you, Anne. You just pushed us up to 110. Anne, thank you so much." Let me go ahead and write that in. So we'll be sending $110 instead of 100 next week. But anyway, my friend's words, she sent us a quote from Spurgeon, and this Mr. Spurgeon is a 19th century preacher who did a lot of fantastic writing that sustains me quite a bit. This is a quote that is geared towards Christians, though, so just keep that in mind as I read. And Spurgeon writes, "As God gives you greater skill as a soldier of the cross, He will send you on more difficult missions. As He more fully equips your ship to sail in storms, He will send you on longer voyages to more boisterous seas, so that you may honor Him and increase in holy confidence." And with that, I am going to say goodbye and just wish you an amazing week as we prepare in the next few weeks, for Advent, for the celebration of Christmas and so forth. So thank you guys for joining me this Saturday, and have a fantastic week. God bless. Bye bye.